ironically, they have a moron, a liar, a rapist, and a traitor as president for 4 years,
That's
and
not
now
a nice.
he's,
That's
he,
not a
and
nice
he
way
has
to
the
speak about
audacity.
Biden.
He has the audacity to
What did
want to be
Biden do?
president
What did
again.
Biden do now?
Why did Biden do? Why does
Why are
Joe?
you so upset with Biden?
I beg your pardon?
Why are you so upset with Joe Biden?
I'm not upset with Joe, but I'm talking about bloody Trump.
Oh, from the description, we assumed Biden.
I mean, Biden is doing a far, far better job than people give him credit for.
Because he's
And
asleep.
Kamala Harris, for that matter. But the bloody media is so one-sided.
You don't think Kamahl, the media is one? You don't think
Trump
the media is one-sided against
a bloody
Trump?
traitor.
You don't.
Trump is a traitor, a liar, a rapist,
But the
and a
media,
misogynist.
the media. When you say the media is very one-sided, they were very against Trump. They still are. They have been the whole time. Don't you think the same thing applies to Trump?
They what? What are you saying?
The media, they didn't like Trump. They still don't like Trump.
Oh, bullshit.
You think
Bullshit.
they like Trump?
The media put Trump there.
Well, I mean,
Rupert Murdoch, my
there's
friend,
a
put
part
him
to that
there.
argument. They did
What's
kind
the
of
matter
play
with
the
you?
devil's advocate, the media, in 2016.
Are
But after he was elected,
you serious?
well, after
Are
he
you
was elected, the
serious?
media went against him. After he was elected,
I don't know. I feel like in 2016 he bypassed them through social media and he mocked them, and then at the end they tried to cancel his social media.
Wait a minute. Am I being heard?
We're listening.
Am I being heard?
no, you're being heard, Kamahl. Like, definitely, you're being heard.
Trump got in there thanks to my friend Rupert Murdoch, who I met in 1958. He bought a television, and I did the first television show in 1959. In 1962, he brought me to Sydney screaming. And at the end of the 6 weeks at the Hotel Australia, I went to thank him and his wife for their irrational generosity. And as I was leaving, he said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going back to Adelaide." He said, "No, you stay here, you'll be a big star." I didn't believe a word he said. So I said, "Where will I stay?" He said, "Stay with us." So I lived with Rupert Murdoch for the next 3 years. Did you get that?
Yes,
Well,
we got
that's
that.
an interesting story.
And Trump is there only because of bloody Rupert Murdoch, for no other reason.
That's an opinion.
That's an opinion. But he's got first-hand experience.
Look, I've never lived with Rupert Murdoch.
The
I don't
media
think
didn't
Rupert
support
Murdoch's a
Trump.
good guy, but I don't. I hear what he's saying. But
So, what do you think about Rupert Murdoch?
respectfully
What do you think
disagree.
about Rupert Murdoch today, Kamahl? If you say that he's the one that's responsible,
He without him, I would have been back in Malaysia in 1958. I owe him my life, my career, but I am deeply disappointed how he has used his power irrationally or irrationally. Because, when Abraham Lincoln said, "If you want to test a man's character, give him power." By that test, Rupert has failed.
with policies, what Trump?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes,
yeah.
we
We're
heard what you
listening.
said.
What did I say?
It's
What
recorded.
did I say? What did I say?
I can't remember the exact terms, but
Let me repeat it.
Abraham
Let me
Lincoln,
repeat
yes.
what I said.
With
Abraham
great
Lincoln
power.
said,
Yeah.
"If you want to test a man's character, give him power."
Yeah.
And Rupert had almost absolute power, and he's absolutely corrupted, even though he's my friend.
I can agree with you
And
on
he's
that.
the only reason Trump existed, period.
I agree with you on what you're saying about Rupert and that, but I want to ask you with Trump, his policies, which one of his policies did you not like? Or is it just the personality?
I didn't like Trump, period. He's a rapist, he's a pedophile, he's a traitor, and everything else. He's got not one single redeeming aspect to his character. He should have never been allowed to be there. He should have been put behind bars.
What about his policies?
Before Jeffrey Epstein.
But let me ask you, his policies. He created, he's considered the most divisive president by the media and by his detractors. But if you look at policy, he gave us the Abraham Accords. He settled things with North Korea. the Ukraine-Russia war wouldn't happen on Trump's watch. So
listen,
what about policy?
Listen. You can talk till the cows come home. All I know is Trump is an evil human being. If he had some idea, no, his son-in-law had $2 billion from the Arabs. Can you look into that? $2 billion, his son-in-law. Where did he get that?
And what about Biden's son?
Trump is in bed with the Arabs.
But Biden's son's also, if we're talking about family, but I guess the question again goes back to forget the person. Which policies of Trump, or did you just not like the person?
Trump is an evil human being.
Okay.
He's
That's
an evil human being.
Fair answer. But I mean,
if they should have, I don't like abortion, his mother should have had an abortion.
It's very, very strong opinions on Trump. But
yes,
I mean, Kamahl, you present interesting a look into how people have different views, right? Because sometimes they say that people who oppose The Voice are Trump fans.
Yeah, they say everybody.
They say everyone that opposes The Voice is a Trump fan. But clearly, we're seeing you articulate a different position. So I think that's really interesting, and it goes to show that not everyone's mind is working in that same manner, right?
Just hold on a second. Trump was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein for 14 years. 14 years. There was an instant where between him and Jeffrey Epstein, they had 25 young girls.
What do you think about Bill Gates then?
I don't know. He's got too much money.
Yeah, power. Same problem as murder. But he was.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein was involved financially as well.
Well, Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew.
He was a school teacher.
Look, I hear what you're saying with all of that, and I think if you're going to make the argument that guilt by association, there's a long list which they're hiding. They're not really showing us that list, but there's a long list of people that had close relationships, and I don't know all their relationships. But I look at Trump and I say, I don't care about the person because I think all politicians are evil. I want to know policies, and policy-wise, I think Trump came during his presidency was pretty good, and I can't fault his policies, not the person. The person could very well be exactly how you describe.
Well, listen, I'm not in a position to say about it because I never really looked at the policies or whatever. All I know about America is Abraham Lincoln, the Gettysburg Address, and their lovely songs, Nat King Cole, Paul Robeson, and I hope Kamala Harris comes through, and Joe Biden is doing a whole lot more than the bloody media will give him credit for.
I don't know about that, but what I would say is maybe a bit like The Voice. I'm glad you went and did the research on The Voice about the policy itself, because you're an intelligent man, and I think when you look at actual the data and the information and the research and put aside the emotion, because in The Voice, that's the argument. One is emotional, based not on fact and real data and information, and the other is based on exactly what you say. When you look into it, you realize the no is the more sensible answer, and I think most of Australia's come to that realization.
Very simply, look at the Aboriginal race or the indigenous people. What do they need? Write it down. What do they need? Affordable housing, education, hospitals, that. What's the bloody Voices doing? Just address what they need. Food, education. They are the things that they need. What is the Voice actually is giving them?
Well, definitely. Look, I agree with you on that, Kamahl. I definitely agree with Kamahl.
Give them their fundamental needs. Air to breathe, a comfortable bed to sleep on, a good school to go to, teachers who care, and parents who love. I mean, this whole thing of Voice is a made-up thing to get some attention. But if you really care about the Aboriginal people, give them your heart, give them your mind.
I hear you there. Well, have you got something else you wanted to
No.
run through with Kamahl? I
I-
thought this was a great
That was
conversation.
a great conversation, Kamahl. Thank you for your time today, for graciously
I,
spending.
I, I hope we can still remain friends.
But
No,
I think
This is what it's about,
this
Kamahl.
is-
This is what it's about: respectfully having conversations with people,
even if you disagree.
having differences of opinion. You're from the same heritage as me, but I support Donald Trump. You have a different view. Avi has different views to me. I think that's how we should be, but we should all get along despite all of that.
Well,
I have two questions before you go, though. How are you so active at 88? How old is Joe Biden?
He's 78, I think.
He's 10 years younger than you.
no. You got the facts wrong. It's Trump you're talking about. Trump is the one who's an unfit individual, mentally and physically.
We can't convince
You
Kamahl
get the facts
otherwise.
right.
And
Biden is much older than Trump.
Yeah,
he
we
is.
could tell. But the second question we had is, how did you come from Sri Lanka and such beautiful heritage produced you, and the same background produced Rukshan here? The same stock.
Well, I mean, it's called karma.
Brutal.
Thank you, Kamahl, so much. Do you want a final message to the audience who are now very, very, very confused?
Okay. The fundamental lesson I learned 70 years ago. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is love and be loved in return.
Beautiful.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Kamahl. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Perfect. That was good.
I hope you get. I mean, you can edit this, can't you?
No, I don't think this is going.
That's the project where they edit stuff and cut stuff up.
We're not going to cut it up like the
Yeah.
project. We think that this conversation.
I mean, look, you can do whatever you like because I had great difficulty. Not great. I wasn't able to hear you as well as I would have liked to have. But I hope you heard me. Okay.
We heard you loud and clear.
We heard you. And wait, before you go, you're still no, yeah? Still voting no. Because people...
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, the whole voice thing should be thrown out of the bathwater.
And what if Trump wins in 2024?
I beg your pardon?
And what's going to happen if Trump wins in 2024?
Are you? What are you drinking? In fact, there's every chance he should have been in jail long before Jeffrey Epstein. If the facts ever came out, I mean, he's a traitor. He gave information to Putin. I don't know. God only knows what it is. We don't know.
No one knows. Even Putin doesn't know because I don't think it happened.
Now, you're being funny, but unfortunately, it doesn't hide the truth.
Why do you think no one
Because
knows what information is given?
Trump is single-handedly the most untrustworthy human being on earth.
You need to stop watching which mainstream channels? CNN, CNBC? Maybe Rupert Murdoch.
Actually, lately I haven't. No, I haven't because for whatever reason I'm not getting in the international channels.
Oh, that's no good. Listen,
but I think you, unfortunately, maybe you're Trump fans, but I really think
that's not me. That's
the best thing about Trump is his niece, Dr. Mary Trump, the psychologist, and the psychologist. Read her book, and she will tell you about Trump.
There you go.
Read Mary Trump's book on Trump.
Okay, I'll read that, but you need to read this book. You need to read this book. It's called A Rebel from the Start. I want to get a review from you about this book.
Well, I'll do it when I read it. Okay.
Thank you, Kamahl.
Bye.
Okay. All the best.
Take care, Kamahl. Thank you so much. Well, that was quite a interesting interview podcast. It wasn't the direction I thought it was going to go, but obviously Kamahl is very passionate about hating Donald Trump, at least. And but look, that was very interesting, wasn't it, Avi?
I like him.
I like it.
I like at the end. When we were arguing about it, and he's wrong, but that's fine because he can accept we have different opinions, and he's what he said after our little, I guess, confrontation was, I hope we can still be friends. And that's the way it should be.
100%.
You should be able to disagree. He should be allowed to be wrong, which he is.
Well, we're not like the project here at the Opposition Podcast, and that's why, we're slowly becoming a more trusted source for people to do these kind of long form podcast interviews, right? Because we don't edit stuff, we don't cut stuff out, we don't want to we don't want to misrepresent people. We're just honest, down to earth, ethnic blokes.
Even with his position on Trump, I think he's the better Sri Lankan.
And on that note, guys, again, thank you all for joining us. We will be back next week with the next episode of the Opposition Podcast. Who knows who the guest will be next week?
Who's it going to be? We're really setting the bar high. Guys, catch up, www.theopposition.show or just theopposition.show right at the top. Check out all our episodes, and I think we're actually getting better at it.
At least I am, definitely.
Yeah, you were technically no good in the beginning.
See you guys
Thanks,
next time.
guys.